spent a day with us.
Yeah. And that wasn't really quantified.
Why would Alan?
Charging the wash still.
Yeah, the fermented wash is put into this still first of all, and all we do in here is separate the alcohol from the water, basically. Once we've taken the alcohol off, then what's left behind is dead yeast, protein, and some dirty water, and that's sprayed on the land as a fertilizer, basically. The low wines, it takes when we looked at the fermentation, that's our 8.5% beer. The first distillation takes the distillate up from 8.5 up to 23% here. That's called low wines, and that we collect and in the receiver, and it eventually ends up in here. This is the second distillation. The second distillation is in 3 bits. First of all, we've got the foreshot. That's the high strength rough alcohol, which we collect and lay aside in the faints receiver down there. Then we have the middle cut. The middle cut is the bit we take and put into casks. And you'll see later it's absolutely pure white. There is no colour at all in the distillate. Then we have the faints in the third part, faints in the tails, and of course that's mixed with the first part, plus the low wines from here is back in here, and it's redistilled again, and the whole process is repeated. Now, if there's still an unknown about Scotch whisky, this is probably where it lies, because what science can't explain to us very well is why on this site the height, the shape, the diameter, and the angle of the lie pipe gives you a flavour. And if you move this kit to a different site, for some particular reason, you get a different flavour. And I mean, the famous example of that was Bladnoch Distillery. Bladnoch Distillery is the only distillery in Scotland which went for a holiday, because at the end of the war, a Swedish gentleman bought it and took it home to Sweden, and he set it up in his own village, and he made absolute crap. And he said to the people that sold it to him, "There's something you haven't told me, something you haven't given me, so you can have a whole thing back." And of course it was brought back to Bladnoch in its original site, set up and made super whisky again. So you can never know what you're going to get until you absolutely try it. And I mean, this is true of this. The spirit from here, from these pair of stills, is because the stills are short and squat, they give you a full-bodied whisky. Tall stills give you a thin, light spirit, but ours is a heavy spirit, if you like, in that. And of course, this only represents 40% of the character and flavour. The other 60% and all of the colour comes from the wood of the cask.